My channel is in trouble, and Yandere Dev is at the center of it. I stream on Twitch 3 days a week. Make sure to go check me out down in the link down below to see when I'm streaming. So a lot of you had wanted me to respond to Yandere Dev's new video. In fact, I think one guy just commented like all the time since he posted the video that I needed to say something about it. And I had planned to for a while, but watching the video, it was a big nothing burger. It was a video of him explaining things that have been explained before, that he feels trapped with the game, that he ended up making all of these mini games and all these side attractions and turning Yandere Simulator into an amusement park as a way to vent and be able to creatively explore different things while still doing work on Yandere Simulator. Now, being around people who start projects and don't finish them, I would say that it's procrastination, but we're gonna get into a lot of this. Oh, and if I seem kind of out of it, it's because I came back from vacation, immediately got sick, which is why there hasn't been a video this week, and we'll get to the other stuff later. But you know what? I can't relax, ever. It always has to be one thing after the other. All the mini games and extra content in Yandere Simulator is great. I'm not saying that stuff shouldn't be in the game. If you want to add that stuff to add more flavor and character to the world, fine. It's very clear that he's inspired by games like Persona and Yakuza. But the thing is that all of those different mini games play back into the main mechanic of the game. You know, you don't have a management simulator in Yakuza Like a Dragon because you just have it. The things that you do in that affect what happens for combat and tons of other stuff. It plays into each other, but Yandere Simulator tends to lack that, at least the last time I played it. A lot of these mini games are actually so polished that honestly, it makes me wonder, why is he making a game like Yandere Simulator when he clearly could do something else in a different genre much better? A lot of these mini games are very complex, and it makes me ask another question, that being, why didn't you just finish all the main stuff for Yandere Simulator first, release it, sell Yandere Simulator as a game, and then you're able to make money and continually update the game by producing more video games inside your video game amusement park that is Yandere Simulator. I mean, it gives another reason for players to come back. It's something new to experience. But then you're also making money from Patreon and sales. So why not do that? You're like willfully ignoring a lot of money there. Listen, being professional means that you have to prioritize certain things and have a structure to get things done, right? Many of you who might be professional artists or work in that field might know what that means, right? Where you have to prioritize work you might not necessarily enjoy 100%, so that way you can still get some creative fulfillment. You have to work through and find out what's important. Do that first before you get into like a weird creative spiral where you're like, I'm gonna work on this now, and then you're gonna stop. If you've ever seen this book talks about those kind of things. There's a reason so many YouTubers have read it. You might have noticed that I haven't included any of Yandere Dev's footage from his most recent video, aside from maybe like a picture or a screen cap or two. There's a few reasons for this. First off, he talks about how drama channels basically haven't reached out to him, but they've reported on him just the same. And I gotta say, from a professional standpoint, yeah, I haven't reached out to him. And that's definitely a professional fault of my own, because I think, you know, even if he doesn't respond, I deserve to give him the professional courtesy of asking for his statement, right? Yandere Dev in this video actually said that he would be down to do interviews with people. And I would say that I am a critic. I'm critical of Yandere Dev as a person, as a game developer. I'm critical of the game that he produces. You know, there's a lot of things I'm critical of. And Yandere Dev did an interview recently about the game with a fan. But I am actually asking here today, and I think this might be related to what happened to me and my channel, but I'm asking for Alex, Yandere Dev, to reach out, right? I'm going to send him an email. I'm going to ask him, hey, do you want to be interviewed? There's a lot of stuff we need to talk about, and I think it could really help clear the air for a lot of things, right? That's what I want to do. I made a tweet about it, and I said, look, if this gets to Yandere Dev, that's great. I just want him to know that I'm here, I'm around, I hear him, I hear what he's saying. You know, Yandere Dev might be not the best person, but he definitely deserves a chance to show who he is truly. because we take in what we know about him from the internet, but we've never really heard it from him himself, so I think it could be an interesting interview. I will also say, to be critical of something Alex said in his video, is that he kind of talked about how the community around Yandere Simulator is like a mechanic or feature of the game. And really, it's more like you make a good thing and that thing is good, so a community forms around that thing. Not a community forms around that thing, so you make stuff for that, right? Like Minecraft is a good game first. The community came second. They put in tools to make being a community easier, but Minecraft, if it lacked a community, would still be a good game. Alright, so what was the point of doing this video if you're not really going to show any Yandere Dev content? Mainly because I don't want it to get flagged by the copyright system, but that's not what happened to me recently. So I came back from my vacation. None of you noticed I was gone because I had scheduled videos. I hauled ass to make sure I had videos for that week. But I came back and I immediately had a substitute teaching position I needed to fill in, so I couldn't work on videos Monday and Tuesday, and I'd basically been off the internet for that time. And then comes around Wednesday or sometime around then. By now I'm completely sick. I have some head cold. But I open up my YouTube app and I see the little referee with the flat 2D inviting corporate design, and lo and behold, I got my first community guideline strike in over a decade of being on YouTube. Apparently my previous video on Yandere Dev, that's about 45 minutes long and features Kappa Kaiju, is inciting harassment and or bullying. Now, I watched the video, and about the most creatively bully-like thing I said was probably calling him ugly or comparing him to Shrek. Otherwise, I really took him to task the whole video for improper spending of money on the game's development, just being poor with finances, not being able to focus on work or get anything done, and also homophobia and him being a bit of I don't know, afraid of the gays. And I gotta be honest, I wouldn't say that it is bullying. I'm a very sassy, sarcastic guy, and hey, maybe it's my New York personality, but listen, people are just pushover babies. Man up, you produce content online. Now, there's a couple of things. I think it's very interesting that I got a community guideline strike about Yandere Dev right after I say something publicly about Yandere Dev, right? And I ask for him to get in contact with me. Now, I'm not saying he, striked it. I'm not saying he, reported it. I'm just saying it's very coincidental. Now, as you guys know, community guideline strikes are very serious. The first one is a warning. The second one will mean I can't produce content for a week, which, in the type of content I produce, would severely affect my channel. And then the third, it's even worse. You get it again, your channel's gone forever. You're done. Career over, can't make another channel. Now, I just wanna, if this does get to Yandere Dev, right? Listen, I'm not an asshole, right? I get it. Yandere Simulator is really Alex's life's work. It is, for as messy and chaotic it all is, as mean as he is on the internet, the game is his life's work. And I do understand why it means so much. So, I'm gonna tell you right now that this is my life's work. This video, this channel, my reason for being on this earth is this channel. Now, I don't want to destroy Alex just as much as I don't want to destroy my own career, which is why I am very specific about the words I use when I take someone to task for things. While yes, I am jokey and comedic and I try to make it fun and engaging, I also try to make conversations complicated and really add some nuance to drama or internet topics that necessarily don't have it. I don't say at the beginning of my videos to don't go and harass this person, because I think it's very self-explanatory. Point of the matter is I don't know if Alex is involved. It could have just been YouTube that flagged it. Or hell, it could have been a fan who saw that I was asking to interview Alex and wanted to shut that down. I was willing to make agreements and negotiate to get Alex's interview. I would have taken my videos down if that's what it would take. But now that hand has been forced, and I don't necessarily have those cards in my hand anymore. Listen, I try to be very upfront about what I believe in and what I talk about on my channel. That's something I try to do a better job of than a lot of commentary channels. It's just really frustrating when I see a video like that on someone like Alex get, taken down. And it's just really frustrating because I see a lot of YouTubers that I genuinely would probably consider narcissists, and I'm not saying Alex is, but it's weird how this platform basically facilitates the worst kind of people just getting ahead. And I've said it, I've very much become disillusioned with this field because those kind of people basically get a free pass on it, and I honestly can't go around like bad mouthing everybody just because I haven't gotten that insane yet. Don't worry though, I'm getting there. But it's crazy how just awful behavior of people seems to be encouraged by the platform, as the platform says, oh, we care about creator mental health, yet I go to my my analytics, and I don't know if it's people just unsubscribing because they hate my content or they're not about it anymore, or if YouTube is unsubscribing them themselves, which has happened with channels that I watch pretty regularly, which is ridiculous. But it has been so bad, and I see it go down all the time, and the channel's been doing very bad for a long time. And I've been, I've talked about it a lot, where stuff in my life just has been on a bit of a downward spiral. The mental health aspect of YouTube has reached a point with me where it is not good at all, and YouTube pretends to care and pretends to do all these things that make it better, make it safer, make it more fair, just blah blah blah, whatever you want to use. And I just can't help but look at it and go, yeah, but what about all of this stuff that you guys choose not to do anything about? It just makes me wonder where YouTube has their priorities. It's clearly not on actually solving any of the things that people have had issues with. It's more politically based, and politically in like the company sense kind of deal, not like politics. But if my behavior on sites like Twitter is going to affect YouTube and stuff like that, then for a lot of these people, their behavior on Discord or this place or the other place should affect what happens to them on their channels. Like, if we have to live in that world, and then you go and you see Onision's Twitter, for example, where he's saying all this awful stuff, why has he not gotten his channel taken down when there are people who have lost monetization and lost careers, basically, because YouTube didn't like a joke they put on their Twitter. I've said it to other people when they ask me, like, what it's like doing YouTube. And I've gotten to the point where I'm like, honestly, I'd probably have more creative control if it was me fighting like a producer in a traditional media role, right? If I had to fight to get my creative vision out, I would have a better time, because at least then I could call them up and argue about it. But I can't do that for YouTube. It just makes me angry that really awful people on this platform tend to succeed, and even channels that I really enjoy that are on the smaller side just end up getting crushed underneath, the inability to produce content that is in line with what YouTube wants, which today seems to be more about reels and, again, click-through engagement. I'm probably having a better day because the script I wrote was a lot less happy, and so that's good. But I'm definitely really miffed about getting a community guideline strike. Alex, the idea of having an interview is still on the table. I'm down for that. Just know that my previous videos on you have been taken down, so if that's what you wanted, you got it. And hopefully I can turn the channel around, because if I can't, I literally don't know how I'm going to be able to move into a healthier space for myself and my own mental health. So there's that, the struggle of being an artist. But it's rough. So for the people that have stuck around, and I see a lot of you guys in the comments, I do appreciate that. Once I'm better and less sick, hopefully I can have more energy for some videos. So there's that.